Thank you for watching. Faith to Freedom Community Church, where it's all about the kingdom.
Is it not you? Indeed, you are our glory and joy. Today, we will be chatting about Paul and his crown of rejoicing. Anticipation is an emotion that can be exciting or stressful. It can bring relief or disappointment. The emotional experience of anticipation is an exercise in focus. It's a neural preparation that conveys important auditory, visual, or tactile information about what's to come. In this text, we see Paul, he's having anticipation. As a matter of fact, he's having double anticipation. His anticipations include meeting with Christ at his return and also assembling with those he had won to Christ. Paul's anticipation is creating cognitive/emotional resources and planning behavior strategies to deal effectively with upcoming events. The text, it also shows us the importance of how Paul felt about converts. They were his glory and joy. There was his hope and joy. There was his crown of rejoicing. Paul's life was dedicated to winning souls. His love for winning souls changed his life and allowed him to have the behavior strategies to effectively deal with each situation that arose because he understood the overall mission. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's a God thing. Paul's love for winning souls brought a desire for prayer from the heart. In Romans 10:1, we see that Paul's heart's desire was for Israel to be saved. This became one of the top priorities on his prayer list. This was his consistent and his constant prayer. I want to ask you on today, what is the desire of your heart? Is it a new car, a new house, a better job? Tell me. Because see, those things, they are nice and I can relate, but we must remember that it is important to ensure that our top desire is to be disciples and tell others around us to follow Jesus by living by faith in Christ, walking in the Spirit, and resting in God's grace. Look at your neighbor and say, resting in God's grace. The text tells us that when Paul was in jail, he desired more souls than freedom. When Paul was before judges, he desired souls more than justice. When Paul was thirsty, he desired souls more than water. When Paul was hungry, he desired souls more than food. I believe Paul was able to think like this because he knew that the Lord would be with him even into the end of age, and he would not let him lack if he put the Lord first and exercise his faith. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I got to put the Lord first and exercise my faith.
Thank you for watching. Fade to Freedom Community Church, where it's all about the kingdom.